At just 8, Nancy Lee is already a bright, big-hearted little girl. Her mom, Katherine Heigl, calls her smart, compassionate, and the best big sister. But 15 years ago, Nancy's life was vastly different. She was an orphan in South Korea, unwanted and overlooked. That all changed when one of Hollywood's richest stars adopted her, taking her from an orphanage to a mansion in Utah. So where is she now? Let's dive into her incredible story. Unlucky start. In 2009, a tiny baby girl took her first breath in a hospital in Seoul, South Korea. But before she even had a name, her mother was gone. She left the hospital the next day and never returned. Authorities searched for weeks, hoping to find her, but the reality was harsh. She had disappeared without a trace. With no one to claim her, the newborn was placed in Namsan Orphanage, where she spent the first 9 months of her life, waiting for a family that might never come. Her early days were marked by struggle. Born with a congenital heart defect, she had to undergo open-heart surgery before she could even crawl. In a world where thousands of orphans longed for a second chance, the odds were never in her favor. Yet, as she lay in her crib, unaware of the challenges ahead, fate had something extraordinary in store. Out of the thousands of children awaiting adoption, she was about to become the rare exception, the one who would find a family, love, and a future beyond the orphanage walls. Her life changed forever in 2009 when Hollywood actress Katherine Heigl and her husband Josh Kelly came across her file. But how did this A-list couple, living a world away, end up in South Korea? What led them to choose her? Let's take a closer look at their journey. Hollywood love story, Heigl and Kelly. If you've ever watched Grey's Anatomy, then you've met Katherine Heigl, the actress who brought Dr. Izzy Stevens to life. But beyond her TV fame and blockbuster hits, Heigl's biggest love story happened off-screen. Enter Josh Kelly, an American singer-songwriter with a voice as soulful as his love story. So how did these two worlds collide? It all started in 2005, when Heigl was cast as the love interest in Kelly's music video for Only You. At the time, she was on the verge of winning an Emmy for her role on Grey's Anatomy, while Kelly had just signed the papers for his new home in Nashville. But the real magic wasn't in front of the cameras, it was between them. I remember the day we met, May 24, 2005, Kelly told Billboard. We started doing our scenes together and we just hit it off. We've been together ever since. By 2006, they were engaged. A year later, in December 2007, they tied the knot in a dreamy winter wedding in Park City, Utah. From the start, they were eager to build a family. I always thought I'd be scared, but I'm ready, Heigl once shared. I'm 27, and I feel like I've done more than most people will do in a lifetime. I'm ready to settle down, start a family, and build my Kelly empire. But instead of following the traditional path, the couple made a surprising choice. They turned to adoption early in their marriage. What led them down this path? Let's dive into their decision to adopt. Katherine Heigl's adoption journey. For Katherine Heigl and her husband, musician Josh Kelly, adopting their daughter Nancy Lee was a journey filled with love, anticipation, and emotional highs and lows. In 2009, they welcomed Nancy into their family when she was just 9 months old, after a 9-month adoption process. At the time, Heigl was a Hollywood superstar at the peak of her career, with an estimated net worth of $33 million by 2019, while Kelly's was valued at $10 million. But why did they choose to adopt from South Korea, a country so far from home? For Heigl, the decision was deeply personal. South Korea held a special place in her heart because her own sister Meg had been adopted from there 3 years before Katherine was born. Adoption wasn't just an option, it was a part of her family's legacy. Josh and I started talking about adoption before we were even engaged, she shared in a 2014 interview. My sister Meg is Korean, and my parents adopted her before I was born. I wanted my own family to resemble the one I came from, so I always knew I wanted to adopt from Korea. We talked about having biological children as well, but we decided to adopt first. I just wanted to be a mom. However that happened didn't matter to me. The moment they learned about Nancy was one they'd never forget. Heigl recalled that she was working on a film in Atlanta with Ashton Kutcher when they got the life-changing call. It was a crazy time. You're so amped up, so excited, so impatient. You know there's a child out there waiting for you and you just want to hold her, she said. Josh was in her trailer, both of them on their phones, hanging on to every word. They were told about a baby girl, born in November, just one day before Heigl's own birthday, who had undergone surgery to correct a heart condition. Doctors encouraged them to consult with medical professionals before making a decision. But Heigl and Kelly didn't hesitate. We just said, "Look, we want her." A heartfelt decision. One remarkable twist in Katherine Heigl and Josh Kelly's adoption journey. Josh's father is a heart surgeon. The moment they received Nancy Lee's medical records, they sent them straight to him for an expert opinion. He carefully reviewed her cardiogram and laid out the facts. But for Heigl and Kelly, the decision had already been made. "We were definitely doing it," Heigl said, "but we wanted to know what we were dealing with." Fortunately, their daughter's congenital heart issue had been corrected, and doctors assured them that she was perfectly healthy. For Heigl, there was never a question of whether love for a child was tied to DNA. Anyone who hasn't experienced adoption wonders, does love for a child come through biology? "I knew it didn't," she explained. "My mother had both biological and adopted children, and she always said it made absolutely no difference. They're yours. You love them the moment they're in your arms." Josh, who hadn't grown up with adoption, had to learn this firsthand. But from the moment they held Nancy, there was no doubt. She was their daughter, no different from any child born into their family. Shortly after finalizing the adoption, they brought Nancy to the United States, where her life transformed completely. Once a baby girl left in an orphanage, she now had a loving family, endless opportunities, and a future far beyond what anyone could have imagined. And while she may not have been born into wealth, one thing is certain. She will one day inherit not just her parents' fortune, but also the love, values, and family legacy they've built around her. If you found this story inspiring, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, let me know with a 0. Your feedback matters. The struggles of mother-daughter bonding. Adopting Nancy Lee was a dream come true for Katherine Heigl and Josh Kelly. But the road to motherhood wasn't without challenges. Heigl had envisioned an instant, unbreakable bond with her daughter, but reality had other plans. While Josh and Nancy clicked almost immediately, Heigl found herself struggling to connect, leaving her heartbroken and questioning if she was cut out for motherhood. Nancy naturally gravitated toward her dad, and their bond was effortless. Heigl recalled feeling sidelined as Josh became her daughter's safe space, always making her laugh and playing with her on the floor. She called him Disneyland Dad because he would roll around, be silly, and entertain her endlessly, Heigl admitted. Meanwhile, Heigl wasn't the kind of parent to get on the floor and play in the same way. She felt the sting of rejection, unsure of how to bridge the gap between them. But over time, Heigl found her own way to connect. She realized she was the comforting, nurturing parent, the one Nancy turned to when she was hurt or needed reassurance. Their bedtime ritual became sacred. Nancy has one blankie that goes over her, one that goes by her face, and one that she holds. "It's our little thing," Heigl shared. Slowly but surely, they built a bond not through play, but through love, warmth, and quiet moments that only a mother and daughter can share. While Katherine Heigl longed to bond with her daughter, Another major obstacle stood in the way: her demanding career. At the time of Nancy Lee's adoption, Heigl was one of the biggest stars on Grey's Anatomy, and just 3 days after bringing her daughter home, she was back on set. Instead of spending precious time with her newborn, she was working long hours, often sharing more moments with on-screen triplets than with her own child. It left her constantly worried. Was she missing out on the connection she so desperately wanted? The doubt crept in. Would Nancy even care about her absence? Heigl feared she had already lost the chance to form a deep bond, but a social worker reassured her that children react differently to new mothers, and that trust takes time to build. It takes time for a child to trust this new situation and to trust you, Heigl admitted. My advice is, don't be discouraged. The reward is so great. Then, in 2012, something happened that changed everything. While appearing on The View, Nancy ran up to Heigl on set and hugged her tightly in front of the cameras. In that moment, every worry melted away. The bond she had longed for was real. As an added testament to their love, Josh Kelly wrote a song called Naily Moon for their daughter, capturing the depth of their connection. Despite the challenges, Heigl has always been clear. Nancy was the one who gave her life meaning. This girl, the girl who made me a mother, the girl who gave my life purpose, meaning, and direction, boundless, eternal love radiates from the very core of my being because of her. And with that, she knew every struggle had been worth it. Expanding the family. By 2012, Katherine Heigl and Josh Kelly felt their family wasn't quite complete. That year, they welcomed their second daughter, Adelaide, through domestic adoption from Louisiana. Heigl later revealed on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno that Adelaide's adoption was serendipitous. Originally, the couple had planned to adopt internationally again, but new restrictions made the process much harder. Korea had become very difficult to adopt from, and China had an extensive waiting list, she explained. But fate had other plans, and soon they found themselves bringing home another little girl, this time from much closer to home. Then, in 2017, life surprised them yet again. At 39, Heigl became pregnant naturally and gave birth to their son, Joshua. It was an entirely new experience. Unlike their adoptions, this time they were going through every step of pregnancy and childbirth. But it wasn't without complications. Joshua had been in a breech position for over a month before his due date, leading doctors to schedule a C-section. The real scare came after birth. Joshua struggled to breathe and had to be given oxygen immediately. Fortunately, he recovered, and their family of 5 was complete. Despite the joy of motherhood, Heigl found herself overwhelmed. Balancing her career with raising 3 kids left her exhausted. She admitted to Parents magazine that she often felt guilty about missing moments in Joshua's early life, and the stress took a physical toll, leading to anxiety attacks and even back issues. People will tell you how hard it is, but you have no idea until you experience it, she shared candidly. For a while, she and Kelly even considered adding one more child, biological, adopted, or through fostering. But then, the COVID-19 pandemic shifted everything. With life slowing down, Heigl had a moment of clarity. I have completely changed my mind, she said. I am very content with my 3. And just like that, their family was complete. After having 3 kids, they decided to move to Utah. What motivated their decision, and how does Nolly live with her siblings? Life in Utah, a childhood away from Hollywood. Growing up in the Heigl-Kelly household was anything but ordinary, but for Nancy Lee, it was an adventure filled with love, laughter, and life lessons. Despite being the daughter of a Hollywood star, her parents were determined to give her a childhood as normal as possible. Katherine Heigl had always been uneasy about raising kids in Los Angeles, so the family made a bold move, trading the glitz of Hollywood for the peace and quiet of rural Utah. Nestled on a ranch far from the chaos of the entertainment industry, Heigl and Josh Kelly built a life centered around family. They were hands-on parents, juggling their busy careers while making sure their children had a nurturing and stable environment. For Heigl, family time was non-negotiable. She often spoke about the importance of creating meaningful moments together, ensuring her children had the kind of childhood that felt grounded and full of love. Life on the ranch was nothing short of magical. Their home wasn't just filled with love, it was also filled with animals. 8 dogs, 3 cats, chickens, goats, and horses made up their little countryside paradise. The children spent their days playing by the river, skipping rocks, and helping take care of the animals. The simplicity of rural life was exactly what Heigl had hoped for, offering her family a peaceful escape where they could grow, learn, and just be together. Hope this video adds a little inspiration to your day, just like Nolly's journey has inspired so many. Nancy Lee today. Now the eldest of 3 siblings, Nancy Lee has grown up in a home filled with love, adventure, and unwavering support. By the time she was 6, Katherine Heigl described her as so smart and so witty, calling her not just her daughter but her best buddy, the coolest little person she had ever met. There was no doubt, Nancy held a special place in her mother's heart. Despite the inevitable spotlight that comes with having a celebrity parent, Heigl and Josh Kelly worked tirelessly to give Nancy a grounded and normal upbringing. Their goal was simple: protect her from the pressures of fame and allow her to grow into her own person at her own pace. Their Utah ranch became a sanctuary, a place where she could be herself, free from Hollywood's relentless attention. Whether it was playing with her siblings, taking care of the animals, or enjoying quiet family moments, Nancy's childhood was shaped by warmth, love, and the freedom to just be a kid. Over the years, the bond between Nancy and her parents only deepened. Their journey together wasn't without challenges, but every moment, both joyful and difficult, only made their connection stronger. Heigl remained fiercely protective of her daughter's privacy, ensuring that Nancy had the space to develop her identity away from public scrutiny. Through it all, one thing was clear. The Heigl-Kelly household wasn't just a home, it was a place of love, laughter, and endless possibilities for Nancy's bright future. Stepping into the spotlight. Though Katherine Heigl and Josh Kelly worked hard to keep Nancy Lee's life private, there were moments when she stepped into the public eye, always with grace and charm. From charity functions to movie premieres, Nancy's poise quickly captured public interest. Her red carpet debut came in 2014 at just 5 years old when she attended the premiere of the animated film The Nut Job alongside her mother. As she grew older, she became more comfortable at public events, even appearing in the audience of a talk show in November 2022 to support Heigl. Despite these rare appearances, Heigl remained determined to shield her daughter from the pressures of fame. In a 2023 interview, she revealed that Nancy was one of only 2 kids in her grade who didn't have a phone, a deliberate choice to limit her exposure to social media. Heigl and Kelly wanted their daughter to grow up without the distractions and potential pitfalls of the digital world, allowing her to focus on real-life experiences and meaningful connections. Education was a cornerstone of Nancy's upbringing. Her parents prioritized learning, ensuring she had access to the best opportunities to explore her interests, whether in academics, the arts, or sports. But beyond knowledge, they instilled in her something even greater: values of kindness, empathy, and resilience. Through their involvement in community service and charitable activities, they showed Nancy firsthand the importance of giving back. From a young age, she learned that success isn't just about personal achievement. It's about making a difference in the world around her. Naylee turns 15. Katherine Heigl's heartfelt tribute. Katherine Heigl is celebrating a major milestone. Her eldest daughter, Nancy Lee, Nale Mi-yoon Kelly, has officially turned 15. The 27 Dresses star took to Instagram on Thursday to share a touching tribute, reflecting on the joys and challenges of motherhood while expressing just how much her daughter means to her. 15. Nale Moon is 15 today, Heigl wrote alongside a beaming photo of her daughter. Though she admitted it was hard for me to find the words to properly express the depths of my love, she found plenty to say about the beautiful, tender-hearted, thoughtful teen who has transformed her life. Becoming a mother, Heigl explained, is an experience unlike any other, one without a handbook. There are no books, no podcasts, no courses or professors. The actual experience is all that truly educates, she shared, and that can be difficult when you feel like you're learning as you go. But through every challenge, Heigl has been in awe of her daughter's gentle spirit, sense of responsibility, goodness, beauty, and patience. Despite the overwhelming, terrifying, and sometimes lonely moments of motherhood, Heigl considers herself incredibly lucky. Happy birthday, my perfect girl. I'm so incredibly proud of you. I believe so much in you, she wrote, before sweetly adding a happy Thanksgiving to the mix. Her husband, Josh Kelly, also chimed in, leaving a short but affectionate comment, "My baby." With a tight-knit family, a strong sense of self, and a future filled with possibilities, Nale is stepping into her teenage years with the same grace and confidence that have always set her apart. A life of comfort and luxury. Now at 15, Nancy Lee is all grown up and living a life many could only dream of. Nestled in a stunning $4 million estate in Utah, her home boasts breathtaking mountain views, a serene stone garden, a greenhouse, spacious bedrooms, and cozy fireplaces. It's the perfect retreat, far from the chaos of Hollywood, where she can enjoy both privacy and nature. But make no mistake, Nancy's life isn't just about quiet ranch living. She also has a taste for luxury, cruising around in a $118,000 Range Rover Sport and a sleek $644,000 white Audi Q5. While most teenagers are just getting their learner's permits, Nancy is already riding in style, proving that growing up in the Heigl-Kelly household comes with its fair share of privileges. Thanks for sticking around. If you're still watching, leave a 2 in the comments so we know you're here with us. Raising Nale, a parenting philosophy that works. Now a teenager, Nancy Lee is navigating her formative years with confidence and a strong sense of self, thanks to Katherine Heigl and Josh Kelly's intentional parenting. Education remains a top priority in the Heigl-Kelly household, but beyond academics, Heigl is focused on raising her daughters to be independent, self-assured young women. She actively pushes back against societal norms that pressure women to be overly accommodating, teaching her daughters that their worth isn't tied to meeting others' expectations. Despite being the daughter of a Hollywood star, Nancy has been given a structured and balanced upbringing. She occasionally accompanies her mother to work, giving her a glimpse into the entertainment world in a controlled and measured way. But Heigl has made it clear, her children's childhoods will not be defined by fame. She has prioritized family time, a quiet lifestyle, and meaningful connections over Hollywood's fast-paced, high-pressure environment. One of the biggest challenges Heigl faces as a mother in today's world: parenting in the digital age. She has been vocal about the negative effects of social media on young people and has chosen to limit Nancy's access to it. Unlike many teenagers, Nancy has no personal social media accounts and is rarely seen online, except for the occasional feature on her mother's Instagram. But that doesn't mean she hasn't found a way to sneak in some digital fun. Heigl has admitted that Nancy has used her iPad to secretly make TikTok videos. Beyond her transformation from a child to a young adult, Nancy has developed a deep sense of identity and purpose. As the mother of multiracial children, Heigl has reflected on the societal challenges her daughters may face, acknowledging her own white bubble upbringing and the importance of preparing them for the realities of racism and cultural perceptions. She has fostered an open and supportive environment where Nancy and her siblings can freely discuss their identities and birth stories, ensuring they have the confidence and resilience to navigate the world. From an abandoned orphan in South Korea to a thriving, self-assured young woman, Nancy Lee's journey is a testament to the power of love, intentional parenting, and the unwavering support of family. Katherine Heigl reflects on adoption. 15 years after bringing Nancy Lee, Nali Miyun Kelly into her life, Katherine Heigl has no doubts. Adopting her daughter was one of the most profound and life-changing decisions she's ever made. What began as a dream of building a family has turned into an unbreakable bond, filled with love, growth, and lessons she never expected to learn. Looking back, Heigl acknowledges that adoption is a journey with its own set of challenges. In past interviews, she has spoken candidly about the struggles she faced in bonding with Nali early on, particularly since she had to return to work just 3 days after bringing her home. The initial fear that her daughter wouldn't attach to her as deeply as she had hoped was a painful reality to navigate. But over time, through patience and unwavering love, their relationship flourished. Now, as Nayli steps into her teenage years, Heigl feels an overwhelming sense of gratitude. She often describes her daughter as a gift, someone who has taught her just as much about motherhood as she has taught Nayli about life. She made me a mother. She gave my life purpose, meaning, and direction, Heigl once said. The actress has also reflected on the importance of honoring Nali's Korean heritage, making sure she has a connection to her roots while growing up in a loving, supportive family. Heigl doesn't just see adoption as the way she became a mother. She sees it as a defining chapter of her life that reshaped her understanding of love, resilience, and family. Heigl's advice for future adoptive parents. Katherine Heigl has never shied away from sharing the realities of adoption, both its challenges and its immeasurable rewards. For those considering adoption, she offers one key piece of advice: be patient, be open, and trust the process. She acknowledges that adoption isn't always a smooth road. Building a bond takes time, especially when a child is coming from a different background or has experienced early life transitions. It takes time for a child to trust this new situation and to trust you, she once shared, emphasizing that love isn't always instant, but it grows with time and consistency. Another important lesson Heigl has learned: adoption isn't about rescuing a child. It's about creating a family. She urges adoptive parents to approach the journey with a mindset of unconditional love, rather than a savior complex. These children don't need to be saved. They need to be loved, nurtured, and embraced for who they are. She also encourages parents to honor their child's identity and heritage. Having adopted from South Korea, Heigl has made a conscious effort to introduce Nayli to her birth culture, showing that love and respect for a child's background can strengthen, not divide, a family. For Heigl, adoption is one of the greatest blessings of her life, and for anyone considering it, her message is simple: be ready for the challenges, embrace the journey, and know that the love you build will be worth it. Navigating heritage and identity. Adoption has shaped Nancy Lee's life in countless ways, from the deep bond she shares with Katherine Heigl to her ongoing connection with her Korean roots. As she has grown up, Nancy has become a regular presence on Heigl's social media, with the actress frequently sharing heartfelt tributes and cherished family moments. On Nancy's 13th birthday, Heigl posted the very first photo she received of her daughter during the adoption process, a reminder of how far their journey together had come. Their relationship is more than just a mother-daughter dynamic. It's a profound bond built on mutual respect, unwavering support, and unconditional love. Understanding and embracing her heritage has also been an important part of Nancy's journey. Has she ever returned to South Korea? The answer is yes. Heigl has made it a priority to take her daughter back to her birth country, introducing her to the rich culture, traditions, and history of South Korea. These trips have allowed Nancy to develop a deeper understanding of where she comes from while growing up, fully embraced by the love and stability of her adoptive family. Beyond her role as a mother, Heigl has also dedicated herself to causes close to her heart. In 2008, she and her mother, Nancy, founded the Jason DeBoos Heigl Foundation, an organization committed to fighting animal cruelty and promoting animal welfare. Named in honor of Katherine's late brother, the foundation reflects the family's deep compassion and commitment to making a difference. For Katherine Heigl, adoption is more than just a part of her story. It's a defining aspect of her identity. With the unwavering support of her parents, a strong connection to her roots, and a loving family that continuously nurtures her growth, she is navigating life with a sense of purpose, resilience, and belonging.